In the ever-dramatic world of Salem, secrets are currency, and revelations can make or break relationships. As Tuesday's events unfold, the stakes are higher than ever for several beloved characters, promising a day filled with twists, emotional confrontations, and shocking truths. They say the truth will set you free, but in Salem, truth often comes with a heavy price. Belle Black finds herself in the unenviable position of trying to convince Sarah Horton that coming clean is the best course of action. Sarah, still reeling from the fallout of her tumultuous marriage to Xander Cook, is harboring knowledge that could tip the balance in the ongoing war for Titan Industries. But will her lingering ties to Xander hold her back, or can Belle's persuasive arguments convince her to do what's right? With so much on the line, Sarah's decision could have far-reaching consequences for everyone involved. Meanwhile, the corporate battle for Titan reaches a critical turning point. After weeks of scheming and maneuvering, the question of rightful ownership will finally be answered. Philip Kiriakis and Xander Cook, each convinced of their claim to the throne, brace themselves for a decision that could forever alter the Kiriakis family dynamics. Will Philip's cunning and willingness to bend the rules secure his victory, or will Xander's brute determination and rightful heir status prevail? The courtroom showdown promises to be explosive, with both men poised to fight tooth and nail for the empire they believe is theirs. On the emotional front, Stephanie Johnson finds herself in an entirely different kind of battle. We've often been told to bury our emotions, but Stephanie is finding it increasingly difficult to keep hers under wraps. Torn between loyalty, love, and her own insecurities, Stephanie's struggle to manage her feelings could lead to unexpected confessions and complications. Whether she'll find the courage to be honest with herself and those around her remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: her heart is on the line. Elsewhere in Salem, an olive branch may be extended as Alex Kiriakis grapples with whether to accept Johnny DiMera's apology. The tension between the two has been palpable, but could this be the start of a new chapter in their tumultuous relationship? Johnny's sincerity will be put to the test, and Alex must decide whether to hold on to his resentment or take the first step toward forgiveness. As always in Salem, even the smallest decisions can have ripple effects, and this interaction may be no exception. With secrets spilling, alliances shifting, and emotions running high, Tuesday's episode of Days of Our Lives is shaping up to be a pivotal one. As the characters face choices that could change their lives forever, viewers can expect a roller coaster of drama, heartbreak, and suspense. Don't miss a moment as the stories we love continue to unfold in the most unexpected ways. Tuesday, December 17th, promises to deliver a fiery episode of Days of Our Lives, as Alex Kiriakis finds himself neck-deep in the consequences of Johnny DiMera's web of lies. But Alex isn't the only one dealing with the fallout. Stephanie Johnson is quietly wrestling with her emotions, keeping her feelings for Alex buried under layers of pride and uncertainty, all while trying to process Johnny's increasingly reckless behavior. If you thought Salem had seen its fair share of drama, think again. The lies, betrayals, and misplaced blame are only just beginning. Let's start with Johnny DiMera. Does he know shame? Does he understand responsibility? The answer to both questions is a resounding no. Johnny is the kind of guy who will crash a car and then blame the road for being in his way. His latest act of self-sabotage and collateral damage begins when he convinces himself that Chanel Dupree was sleeping with Alex. Except, in true Johnny fashion, he's completely wrong. What he thinks he saw was Chanel in a compromising position with Alex. But it wasn't Chanel at all, it was Stephanie. This crucial misunderstanding should have been cleared up immediately, but Johnny, in his infinite wisdom, decides the best course of action is to turn his hurt feelings into a revenge plan. Rather than confront the truth, or even take a moment to process what he thinks he saw, Johnny leaps into action and retaliates by sleeping with Joy. Why? Because in Johnny's mind, it's all perfectly justified. If Chanel can cheat on him, which, again, she didn't, then why shouldn't he even the score? Except there's one enormous flaw in Johnny's plan. Chanel was never unfaithful, and now his impulsive behavior has pulled Joy into the mess. Enter Joy, who doesn't hesitate to tell Alex the truth. Naturally, Alex is furious, and rightfully so. Johnny's reckless actions are damaging everyone around him, and Alex has had enough. Alex storms over to confront Johnny, and what follows is a classic Days of Our Lives showdown. Alex demands answers, berating Johnny for spreading lies and dragging innocent people into his delusions. The confrontation is intense, but it's not the end of the drama. As if things couldn't get worse, Chanel overhears the heated argument between Alex and Johnny. Determined to get to the bottom of things, she demands to know what's really going on. With no way out, Johnny finally confesses, but not the truth. Instead of owning up to his own mistakes, Johnny does what Johnny does best: he doubles down. He spins yet another lie, claiming Alex slept with Joy, shifting the blame and once again dodging accountability. In a move that surprises no one, Alex steps up to take the blame. He does it for Chanel's sake, hoping to spare her further pain, even though it means letting Johnny off the hook, at least temporarily. But Alex's self-sacrificing gesture doesn't go unnoticed. Johnny offers a weak apology, as if that could erase the damage he's caused. His excuse? No harm, no foul. But Alex isn't buying it, and he's left questioning whether Johnny will ever stop lying, even if his deception continues to hurt Stephanie. Now let's turn to Stephanie, who is perhaps the quietest victim in this storm of lies and emotional chaos. Stephanie, ever the perfectionist, is doing everything she can to suppress her feelings about Alex. She doesn't want to admit that she's hurting. She doesn't want to acknowledge how much Johnny's lies, and Alex's involvement, are affecting her. But it's clear to everyone around her that Stephanie is struggling. Her sadness and frustration are bubbling just beneath the surface, even as she works overtime to keep up the facade of being unaffected. The tension between Stephanie and Alex is palpable. Every glance, every conversation is charged with unspoken emotions. Stephanie wants to stay strong and independent, but the truth is, her feelings for Alex are far from resolved. And Alex? He's caught between his frustration with Johnny, his lingering feelings for Stephanie, and his growing sense of hopelessness as the lies pile up around him. As the drama unfolds, viewers are left wondering, where does it end? Will Johnny ever truly face the consequences of his actions? Will Stephanie finally confront her feelings for Alex and stop hiding behind her pride? And will Alex find a way to untangle himself from Johnny's chaos and the lies he's taken the blame for? One thing is certain: the truth has a way of coming out in Salem. But when it does, it often comes at a price. For Alex, Stephanie, Johnny, Chanel, and Joy, the road ahead is murky, and the emotional wreckage left behind may be too much to overcome. Meanwhile, in the ever-tumultuous world of Salem, the battle for control of Titan Industries has reached a fever pitch, with Xander Cook and Philip Kiriakis each claiming to be the rightful heir. However, the stark contrast between their claims adds layers of intrigue and potential devastation. Xander, as Victor Kiriakis' nephew, legitimately believes he has earned his place as the successor. He's confident, brash, and unapologetic in his pursuit of power. On the other hand, Philip, Victor's son, harbors a darker secret. His claim to the company rests on forged documents. Despite the illegitimacy of his position, Philip is determined to maintain his grip on Titan, leveraging his cunning and charm to rally support. The stakes couldn't be higher as Titan remains the crown jewel of the Kiriakis empire, with its financial and familial legacy hanging in the balance. What makes this battle even more compelling is that neither man's lawyers are fully aware of the truth. Enter Belle Black, a seasoned attorney and family friend, who has taken on Philip's case. Belle is no stranger to corporate disputes or Kiriakis family drama, but this case presents unique challenges. When Brady confided in her about Xander's past dirty tricks that harmed both Brady and Philip, Belle's sense of justice was ignited. She believes this information could tip the scales in Philip's favor, but using it requires a careful strategy, as the evidence could also reflect poorly on her client. However, Belle faces a significant obstacle. Brady refuses to testify against Xander. Despite his grievances, Brady cannot bring himself to side with Philip, the same man who once tried to frame him for murder. Belle, unwilling to give up, turns to an unlikely source: Sarah Horton. Sarah's involvement in this saga adds another layer of complexity. As Xander's estranged wife, Sarah holds a unique position. She knows Xander intimately, including his flaws and ambitions. Belle hopes Sarah might be more inclined to testify against her husband, especially considering their tumultuous history and recent estrangement. But would Sarah betray Xander, even for the sake of justice? Or would her lingering feelings for him cloud her judgment? Adding to the drama is Sarah's own precarious position. She struggled to move on from her failed marriage, and her decision could either cement her independence or draw her back into Xander's orbit. The escalating legal battle threatens to rip apart the Kiriakis family. If Xander learns that Philip's claim is fraudulent, he'll stop at nothing to expose the truth, potentially dragging Titan and the Kiriakis' name through the mud. His ruthlessness knows no bounds, and his capacity for revenge could lead to unexpected alliances or shocking betrayals. Meanwhile, Philip's desperation to hold on to power could lead him to further schemes, potentially alienating allies like Belle and deepening his rift with Brady. His increasingly erratic behavior raises the question of whether he can truly handle the responsibility of running Titan or if his ambition will ultimately be his downfall. As tensions mount, Victor Kiriakis' absence looms large over the conflict. His health and retirement have left a power vacuum, and the Patriarch's silence on the matter only fuels the chaos. Could Victor have a secret plan in place to address the infighting, or has he washed his hands of the family drama entirely? The uncertainty surrounding Victor's intentions adds a shadowy undertone to an already volatile situation. Meanwhile, the rest of Salem watches with bated breath. Allies and enemies alike stand to gain or lose depending on who emerges victorious. Justin Kiriakis, torn between his loyalty to the family and his moral compass, may find himself drawn into the fray. Maggie Horton, ever the peacemaker, struggles to hold the family together as cracks deepen and tempers flare. Even Kate Roberts, with her history with both Philip and Titan, could play a wildcard role in the unfolding drama. As the courtroom drama unfolds, alliances will be tested, secrets will come to light, and Salem's power dynamics may shift forever. In a family where loyalty is as fragile as the next betrayal, the fight for Titan promises to be as explosive as it is personal. What begins as a legal battle may soon spiral into a full-blown war, leaving no one unscathed in its wake.